Those who know me know I be staying gangster the whole time. But there are times when, a gangster cries, in his room, isolated when the world doesn't see him. When you're outside your hood and then you come back and things haven't really changed, or things have changed but not for the better. That song is emotional in that sense because I'm outside my hood, and when I come back, it's like this is what's happening. A lot of my homies who still have the same mindset that I had back then are people who haven't went out of the hood. I feel like going out of the hood opens up your mind, and the sad part is like there's some niggas who will spend their whole life in that very same hood. The message is embracing the place that you come from, but at the same time trying to escape it. Because when the album starts, it's just basically me embracing, yo, I'm back in the hood and I just burned the guy, and like, I'm checking out the view and I see some hands, and niggas are out here still asking me for 2 rand. I was embracing the things that happen in my hood. And the second half of the album is where I'm like, okay, like these things are they actually like really, really? When you listen to the tape, the way I structured it is the way it starts is like that gangster feeling, like you get that, like, yo, this guy is really about it. And then when it gets to the middle, that's when it starts getting real. So the conscious day was intentional. Odendal out now on all platforms, by the way. Okay, OD Broke My Heart is a love song. The only love song on the album. And OD is personified and made into a human. Basically, let's say a girl, because, girls be the ones breaking hearts and stuff. I was like, OD, you broke my heart. And I knew this beat, I wouldn't write a chorus on it, but I want a line that I keep repeating so that, like, okay, this is what he means. I'm just talking about the hood that raised me and all the disappointments it has given me. I made that song in 2023, I think. And that was when I was back in the hood and I was going through some stuff, and yeah, that song came out. Shout out to Gideon Beats. He's the one who produced the song, by the way. He actually sent me a pack, and as I was going through his beats, that one picked me. You can hear the beat kind of gives you a direction, because in music theory there's this thing called minor chord and a major chord. A major chord gives off a happy vibe and a minor chord gives off a sad vibe. So I heard the beat and I was like, yo, this is where we taking it. All I have to do now is put in the words. Yeah. Oh, D, you broke my heart. The shit you got me going through really tears me apart. That's because you broke my heart. I feel like you're the reason we forgotten who we are. Oh, D, you broke my heart. And oftentimes I wonder why I choose Itzak. You're the reason why Basakhono de la plague. I feel like the English parts are self-explanatory, but then when it goes like, and oftentimes I wonder why I choose Itzak, it's like, it makes it a bit of a personal thing. I mean, most people in OD are going through turmoil, but it hits home when it's my homies. Odedela, it's like leave, and Blaka is like intoxication. So I'm basically saying OD is the reason why my bros can't live in sobriety. You made my niggas thugs ke thaba ka bophelo ba ka, and I'll share na le mzala ne re hotse sam mar bothata kore ne re hotse Odendal. Basically what I'm saying is you made my homies thugs. When I'm around them, they no longer feel like my homies. Me and him grew up together, but the problem is that we grew up in Odendal. I had the luck of going out of Odendal, and that particular person stayed. So you can see the contrast between me and them. OD is a very underdeveloped place. There's not really much you can do besides get drunk and, indulge in things. Could have been me. Yeah, if music didn't take me out of my hood. I raised the flag high, trying to represent my hood with the hope that you keep all of my niggas good, keep them fed, but you're the reason there's demons in their head. If this is how you make us live, then you just want to see us dead. That's a bar. If this is how you make us live, then you just want to see us dead. It's like, this place doesn't want to see us thrive. I feel like it's very difficult for you to thrive in Odendal, because even when you think about it, when you sit down and like, okay, let me come up with a business idea, it's like, what can I sell to these people? Because like these people don't buy shit. They ain't got money. We ain't got money here. You feel me? You're the reason why my niggas saw a prison cell. You're the reason why my people ain't feeling well. I see it in their faces. It ain't hard to tell. And judging by the success rate, you want to see us fail. Yeah, that's deep because it's very rare that you see a nigga from Odendal actually make it. You know, it's normally the conventional route. It's either you become a teacher, a miner, and you know, there's never something where you're like, damn, how did this guy actually make it there? But then, not to discredit it, there's some people who've really made it big that are from Odendal, but I've realized with a lot of people that make it big and they come from Odendal, they don't mention the fact that they come from Odendal, you know. I stay representing, hence in a line where I'm like, I do my best to try to represent the hood with the hope that you keep my niggas good. I have a homie who's went to jail, and it was such a big thing for me because like, what do you mean that guy went to jail? But I realized when he came out, he went back to jail again. Came out, went back again. So I realized like seems like now it's a better place to be than, you know, outside in the streets of Odendal. What do you mean a hood is so bad that you'd rather be in jail? I was blessed to have good support structure, so I feel like my parents were the reason why I kind of strayed away a bit from everything that influences my homies to or people from OD to act the way they act. And it's basically like believing you have a bigger purpose, you know. I've always felt like I was special, you know. But I feel like you ain't played your part. And like you're born and got so typical pillow bag. And Gadina, okay, put a heavy on Zorega. I still have love for my hood, you know. This is me coming to the realization that, okay, now I actually have to leave this place. OD used to be a good place, you know, just like South Africa in general. It used to be like crazy, you know, it used to be a place that thrives, and now it seems like everything is deteriorating. That's where the line comes from. Sometimes it's like, do you still want us to thrive, or are we, you've made up your mind that we going down and we are going down, you know? I want to relocate if this is how you make us live. Gitaba strata sahau and the evil it admits. I wanna disappear so you can never meet my kids. Shit. That's me basically stamping the fact that I wanna leave this place. I wanna get out of here. I don't want my kids to grow up in this environment. And thinking in the state of South Africa right now, I don't even know where I wanna raise my kid. I don't even know if I wanna have kids, you know? The way I say it in the song is like, I don't want OD to ever, you know, see my kids. I don't want my kids to ever know there's a place like OD, but realistically, that's crazy because that's where my family is, and I don't want to have those type of kids where we only speaking English. You know, they gotta touch back base and, you know, get in touch with their vernacular because I don't want to snob. I don't want to be talking English in the house like daddy. Shit. That's how you broke my heart. And you're the reason why batho ba ka ba phela fe. I don't see no hope. Na ke bona mathata fe. We young, and I feel like the young generation still have a chance to be influenced in a positive way. You know, like let's leave the OGs. The OGs have done what they did and they see it how they see it. But we young cats, let's inspire other young cats, you know, because I want to be that person to realize like this is actually possible if I log in, and I want to make it more easier for them by being there for them, like hosting cultural things. You know, this is all about culture. Like I feel like culture is what keeps us alive. I used to be proud ke phela ka hara Odendal until it pinned us together. No re na le kwala, ha re utlwane. It's like we speak in a different style. Black on black crime, ha re bone hore ra tshwana. It's crazy because you know when someone takes a whole loaf and then they leave you with crumbs, leave you fighting over crumbs. It's like we no longer see the point anymore. We fight against each other to get these small crumbs, you know? That kind of pulls us away from each other because now it starts becoming a competition because you're trying to collect as many crumbs as you can, you know? Take it back to when I was young, though, let's you start. But what you forget, don't rush growing up. And really we didn't give a fuck. When you're younger, you wish to be an adult because you feel like adults have so much control. But they always tell you like, enjoy your time as a youngin because when you get to adulthood, you're gonna realize it's a scam. So When I say neretatile and really we didn't give a fuck, it means we were rushing. Parents told us not to rush growing up because growing up is a scam. There are positive things I've mentioned throughout the album about OD, but we have to be realistic at some point and be like, yo, why is it that when I think about talking about OD, I gotta mention that I'm smoking a joint? I'm not being negative, I'm being realistic, expressing my feelings. Yeah. Kalibisa je Khaya, DoomAKU, Dana Odendala, Slatin Samahoa, Latiba. So right now, we at Decoded SA to decode a song very special to me called OD Broke My Heart from the album titled Odendaal, which is out now everywhere. If you haven't tuned in, tune in right now. If you don't, I mean, God be with you.